In the city of Cleveland alone, there are about 9,000 to 10,000 evictions every single year, and that's before COVID. The economic impact of COVID is so drastic that in 2021, our community could see 5 times that number. Imagine if you and your kids didn't know where you're going to sleep tonight. How could you be worried about work or your child's education and getting their homework done? That's how important housing stability is.
As an attorney at the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland, I've spent most of my career representing tenants who are facing eviction in housing court. And I noticed what a discrepancy there is when a person is represented by an attorney and when one is not, and what a difference an attorney can make in their outcomes and in their life going forward.
Only about 1% of tenants arrive in housing court with an attorney by their side, whereas landlords, about 75% of them would have that resource, and therefore the outcomes were never in the tenant's favor. To address the eviction crisis in Cleveland, United Way of Greater Cleveland and the Legal Aid Society have partnered to deliver on the legislation that created the right to counsel in housing cases.
Right to counsel is a national movement, and Cleveland is really at the forefront of that movement. You know, everyone is familiar with Miranda rights. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, one will be appointed to you. But Miranda rights really only apply in certain criminal cases until now. Right to Counsel in the City of Cleveland is providing legal representation to low-income families who cannot afford an attorney and are facing eviction in housing court.
Those who qualify for the Right to Counsel program would be those individuals who are tenants within the City of Cleveland who have at least one child in the home and who also fall within the federal poverty guidelines. The model of the Right to Counsel program here in Cleveland really does provide hope to the tenants and people of Cleveland, Ohio.
The partnership between the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland and United Way of Greater Cleveland is really innovative. But for United Way's involvement, we would not be where we're at with Right to Counsel. We had gotten to a point where we were a little bit of a standstill as to how to move the project forward. And United Way played a huge role in making sure that we were moving along and that the legislation was passed. And here we are, a couple of months into implementation, and already have served hundreds of families who are facing eviction.
One client in particular, a single mother of 3, her hours had been reduced at work due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and so she reached out to Legal Aid for legal help. In addition to being able to prevent that eviction, we were also able to connect her with other resources, rent assistance programs that were able to pay the back rent and offer her resources to pay rent going forward to make timely payments.
I'm incredibly proud of the work that the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland and United Way has done to get Right to Counsel off the ground. I think we're going to serve as a model for other cities.
And Cleveland's the 4th city in the nation with such a right, and the other cities that have implemented this have saved tens of millions of dollars by preventing those ripple effects that eviction causes. For example, they are more likely to end up homeless, they're more likely to lose their jobs, the children are less likely to attend school and become chronically absent.
There is no better time for the Right to Counsel program in the City of Cleveland than now.
A program like this that protects a fundamental right like housing is only possible with the donations from people like you. And we thank you so much for all of your support.